Good morning, my name is Chris Capper and I'd like to welcome you to this Halloween edition of looking at a Winnebago 23B. It's a Winnebago EKKO 23B, and we are at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. And I'm so excited to show you this coach today because we had our first hard freeze last night, got down to about 21 real field temperature, and this coach is the coach to be in if you want to camp in these cold weather conditions. This is built at the Winnebago factory in Forest City, Iowa, where it gets as cold as -40 degrees over there on the colder winters. And so if anybody knows how to build a cold weather coach to get you and your family up to the ski slopes during the winter, it's going to be Winnebago. And they've partnered with Mercedes. So this is going to be on the Mercedes 3500 Sprinter. And Mercedes, as you know, these Sprinters are used all over the world, not just RVs, but also as cargo vans and transport vans in the mountains of Germany where it gets really snowy, and also in the high temperature deserts in the southwestern United States. And what's really great about this is they've updated their engine, so now they have a 2-liter high output turbo diesel with an inline 4-cylinder engine. And you got some naysayers saying, well, I wanted the six-speed or the 6-cylinder engine. Well, that engine had 30% more cylinders, but it had about 15% less horsepower and a little bit less torque. So here I've got 211 horsepower and 332 pounds-of-foot torque with a 9-speed automatic transmission. This is also all-wheel drive now. So all-wheel drive has been proven time and time again is going to be the safest way to get you and your family on icy or snowy roads because it's going to have the best traction. And then we also have these hand-cooked Dyna Road AT2 Extremes, and these are going to be 215 85 R16s. And what's really cool about this is this tread right here. So this tread is going to allow snow or mud and water to get out of here. So these are all connected, and I just learned this. I'm a Tampa, Florida native, but living here for 5 years, this is really important stuff when you're in the mountains in snowy conditions. And on top of that, they've also incorporated these awesome looking blacked out Method aluminum rims. So these are just really awesome looking, and they're super strong, bold to get you out in a safe way up in the mountains during the cold temperatures. All these wheels are going to be disc brakes as well, analog disc brakes. Now if you notice this right here, what Winnebago has done is they've given this about a 1/2 foot lift right here with these better shocks. So again, if you're going through the deeper snow, you want to make sure that you and your family are safe, and you're going to be able to do that. Got the all-wheel drive system with the Mercedes all around the world. They're just an amazing manufacturer. I personally own a Mercedes. I love them. And then Winnebago has been an innovator in the industry since the 1950s. They have their own aluminum extraction company, which these pieces right here are designed if you're going maybe in those forest roads that are pretty well kept, but you might have some brush or branches. That's going to help protect your coach. So now the goal of this right here is to get you up skiing, right? Think about, you're looking at Aspen, Breckenridge, Vail, wherever you like to go skiing. How expensive is it to get a hotel or rent a condo for the weekend for you and your family? And then you have to go out to the restaurants, and then you pay overpriced on those foods. I mean, they're great food and they're a great place to stay, and I'm not knocking them. But if you give me the choice, I'm going to go in this 2025 Winnebago EKKO 23B because I can get off the slopes, come back in here with my family, and then we can eat our own food. We can stay in our own beds and have a comfy, cozy place to rest and relax to hit the slopes the next day. So what we have on this right here is this is going to be the Virtus Sage graphics right here, and it's going to, the chassis is a 2023 model year, which was the first year that they came out with this new chassis. And then we have the Verdant 2 graphics package, and then right above us right here is this Carefree awning. So you've got the LED light strip going on, and this awning has a wind sensor involved in it as well. So I can sit out here with my chairs and maybe my little propane fire pit or heater and just enjoy the beautiful mountain settings. My wife and I were just in Ouray and Telluride, and my God, it's so beautiful here in Colorado. I really do hope if you don't live here, come out here and visit us for the winter. It's absolutely stunning. And we have some of the best ski areas in the world. So I want to talk a little bit about the construction of this coach and why this is so good at those super low temperatures. And I have heard of people in negative temperatures having no issue with these at all. So that is an anecdotal piece, but just letting you know, if you do it right, you can camp in very low temperatures. And part of that reason is because these have 1.5 inch bead foam insulation on this. And not just the walls, but also each compartment door has this. And each one of these compartment doors have compression locks. As you see, as this comes in, once it gets to the right spot, then it clamps that down. And it's clamping that down with these nice thick seals right here. And that not only is that minimizing any chance of water or dirt or dust intrusion, it's also minimizing any chance of air, cold air or hot air getting in there. Now looking in here, I've got, and I'm going to show you this when we get to the back. This has a nice amount of insulation under here. You'll see that in our Winnebago EKKO, all of our EKKO products on the Ford Transit or on the Mercedes, also on the Revel. Right behind this is going to be that Xantrix Freedom 2000 watt inverter, which is amazing. And if you ever can't turn something on, it's possible that's off, and that's where you would turn that on right there. So that will run your air conditioner, your microwave. I mean, it will take care of all of your needs while you're out there camping. You do not need to be plugged into this. You do not need to be connected to city water. We have a huge 50-gallon freshwater tank, and that is all inside in a heated environment. As long as your heater's on, that's the key, right? Got to leave your heater on. It's going to be in a heated environment. And then we also have a 53-gallon gray tank. So pretty amazing stuff. So I'm going to skip the door right now. We're going to come back to that. I have another compartment right here. So with this compartment, again, we have two of these compartments on each side of the door. There's a little vent right here. I have seen some customers with cats, they'll put a cat litter box there and put a little door on that vent so the cat can get in there and use that space. And then it's really easy to empty that litter out there. And I want to say thanks to my wife. We made a deal when we got married. I would not be doing the cat litter. I'll take care of the dog. So thank you, Jen. Anyway, right here I've got two 110 outlets right here, 15 amp. So not only can I hook up a heater, I can also hook up my induction cooktop and cook out here instead. And then here I have a 12 volt and a cable. So if you are hooked up to cable at a campsite, you can access that here if you want to plug a TV in. That's not my style when I'm camping. I want to be out there doing fun things. So right here we see the exact same tires on this, and you've got dualies. So this right here is going to just give you the protection you need to load this up with as much as you really need. We have a good amount that we can carry in here. And what's operating your heat, which I'll show you that right above here, we have two 20-pound, which is a total of 9 gallons of LP. And you can just exchange these at any of the stores that you see them sitting out front. If you're gonna go camping and you're gonna go more extended, I recommend going to like a propane filling station, maybe Ace Hardware, somewhere like that, and they'll top it off a little bit heavier for you, give you a little bit more for that. Now here we have the Truma AquaGo, and then it also uses, we're using this and the Truma Vario heating system. So really key point, when you're opening this, you want to make sure you pull this up so you get these little clips out of there, and then you just rotate this down. So what makes this so good is if you're you're skiing, right? So Vail is 8,200 feet, and there are some ski places that are even higher than that. When you get above 9,000, 9,500 feet, those instant hot water just start having issues, unfortunately. So what this is, again, Mercedes German engineered, Truma German engineered. So I've met one of the engineers from this company, really amazing. What this is a 3/4 liter hybrid system. So I've got a 3/4 liter tank right behind this, and what that does is there's a microprocessor here, and that is testing the temperature of the water going in, so the ambient water temperature going in, temperature in the tank, and the temperature coming out. You have 3 settings on this, just like you do on your Winnebago heater. And so you can have it in eco mode, regular mode, or boost mode. So depending on how hot you want that. These are really easy to maintain. Once a year or maybe twice a year if you're using this a lot, and I hope you are. You'll just put a descaling kit in there. It's a little tube you put in, look like Rolaids, stick it in there, put it on the clean cycle. It'll let you know when it's done. You empty that out, very easy. And then you want to make sure that you winterize this in the winter if you're not using the coach. But again, this is the coach to get out there in the winter. There's also another piece that you can get on this to keep this warm when you're not using it. So you don't have to winterize the whole coach that way. But always check your user manuals to see how to do all that stuff. When you put this in, make sure those are clipped, and then you turn this completely over there to make sure it's closed, and there should be no give to that at all. Right under here, talked about cooking outdoors, right? Well, you can use your induction cooktop, but if you like to grill or smoke, you can cook into this, hook into this LP Quick Connect. So you don't need to worry about extra bottles because you're running off of those 2 20-pound tanks, so you have 40 pounds of propane. So I'm gonna open a few of these doors real quick. And while you're looking in there, I just want you to notice how big this is. So I've got 2 levels. I've got the bottom level right here, and then I have the top level right here. And now what I wanted to show you earlier, and if you see, wherever you see this, this is from the Winnebago factory. These are the cells right here. So think about how a Yeti cooler is made. They have the outside and the inside and the air in between. So this is giving you that same type of insulation. But it also gives you a lot of strength. With this right here, can't really flex that. So it's gonna allow you to put heavy stuff on here. And this is also, wherever you see this in any of the Winnebago coaches, if your dogs or your equipment's on that, it's just hard to scratch that right there. So you're getting the good insulative properties of this, plus you have like a scratch resistant surface on that. So looking at this, I got these nice 50-pound molly racks right here, and I've got this on both side doors. And again, I've got those compression hinges or compression locks right here. I've got 2 110 on each side, 2 110 outlets and 12-volt outlets. This is a return for the furnace, and then my furnace vent is over here. So that's gonna cycle through that hot air for you. So it's gonna keep this nice and warm. So if you're have some extra water, you can bring extra 5-gallon water containers in this, strap them down. And they're gonna stay nice and warm in here, so you don't need to worry about that freezing. I've got a 30 amp power cord right here. And then what I also want to point out, that aluminum piece right here is to give you a little extra structure. This is a removable mat that comes out. So if I'm putting my bikes here, my skis, my kayaks, whatever I'm putting back here, if it gets a little snow, dirt, mud, or whatever, I can just, once I'm done camping, just take this whole piece out, spray it down, and I'm good to go. I also have 4 L-tracks here, so I've got 1 on each side, so this is probably the easiest side to see right here, and I have 1 on, so top and bottom. And as you can see over there, I've got that L-track, one of those pieces are hooked into that, so you get a bunch of pieces. You can either, if you're a climber and you're great with your knots, you can use rope. I like the cam straps, that's what I use when I go kayaking. And you can have multiple ones, and you can have everything strapped up to keep it nice and secure while you're driving. And then you notice I got these 3 doors, which makes it a lot easier to get larger items in here. So I have a Dagger Jitsu 5.9 kayak. I could easily get it through here. It'd be a little bit harder. Well, I could probably do it through here, but if I come through this side door, or this rear door, come back this way and then angle it in. So it just gives you more capability. Speaking of that, you'll see, we got these nice pneumatic struts right here, getting that out of the way for you. So you have multiple places to access. You can actually get one of those Dometic coolers and hook it in right here, strap it down with your straps, hook it into either, you can just do 12-volt on that, have extra storage for your foodies. We got a really strong bumper back here, and then right under this I have a 5,000-pound towing capacity hitch with a 7-way plug. So you can hook up if you want to bring your jet skis during the summer, your boat. If you want to bring a smaller car that weighs under the 5,000 pounds, you can do it right here. And then right under this and behind this is going to be my spare tire. So you can access that as well. All these brake lights are going to be LEDs, so you're going to really get that. And let's step back a little bit and just kind of look at the top right here. So if we really step back a lot, you can see not only do I have a high def camera above that, I have an omnidirectional, that flying saucer looking dish, omnidirectional antenna to work with my TV in there, a 13.5 thousand BTU air conditioner, and above that is my pop top, and I have a 220 watt solar on this. Now this is going to come with you can get a pop top or no pop top. So if you're an empty nester like me, I wouldn't need the pop top. And if I get one without the pop top, instead of 220 watts of solar on the EKKO 23B, I would have 530 watts of solar. So looking at this, we have the Alu-Cab Batwing awning. So in a prior video, I set this up and broke it down in 2 minutes. I've also had a friend of mine who has one of these. He says he can do it really quick in about 30 seconds with some practice. But what's really amazing about this is if it's too windy to keep your other awning out, you can have this down there, straps included right here. So I can strap each corner of this unit out and have a really strong place so I can hang out with my friends. Have my kayaks out here. Maybe I'm going to eat out here or just chill. I have some gear out here I don't want to get snowed on or whatever that is. This just gives you the capability of doing this. These are manufactured in South Africa and they're really popular amongst the adventure campers. So you can see coming over here, I've got that other molly rack right here to put your gear. You can use bungee cords and carabiners to get that on there. So I might have like my backpack here, my wife's backpack here, or maybe my ski goggles and all that stuff here, my skis right there. Now, let's go ahead and shut that, get it out of the way. Got a nice little porch light right here. So we talked about this being heated, but my wet bay is also heated. And what that's gonna do is allow you to operate this in those cold winter environments because you don't have to worry about your outdoor shower freezing. And all your pipes and stuff in here as well. So if you're camping, let's say you're camping tonight and it's going to be really cold in the mountains, what you want to do is make sure that your furnace vent right here is open and have your furnace on, and that's just going to keep this nice and warm. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually fill my water up in here in that 50-gallon tank that we've got, and then I'm just going to shut this down. I'll shut this right here, use this compression lock so it stays nice and toasty in there. And then when I do need to empty that, I can just pop that open, empty that into the gray tank, and then refill that water. I can either use a city water connection, or we talked about maybe bringing a couple of 5-gallon containers. I can do a gravity fill right here. So Winnebago is just giving you the options to utilize this in any type of environment that might work best for you. And if I do want to take that outside shower, obviously not today, I can just turn my water pump on right there, and that's going to access that. And I do have cold and hot water lines there. So again, Winnebago is leading in innovation. You see a lot of companies trying to copy this design. Nobody's done it successfully, in my opinion. Also, this is your water overflow. I've got my solar, so I can extend additional solar to this right here. And then this is where I hook up my power, 30 amps right here. It'll let you know if it's hooked up properly. So I had a customer who recently bought the 22A version of this on the Transit chassis, and it was flashing red. Turns out that he didn't have there's a problem with his line going out to it at his house. So he got his electrician to fix that. Everything's fine. This is our exhaust vent for that heater. So this is gonna be the cassette toilet. So we have just a little over 5 gallons right here. This just pops out and you can just wheel this wherever you want. And then I have heard from people that are regulars using these that when you're emptying these, instead of doing it this way, do it that way. and that'll actually be a little bit better. You can empty this into a toilet or an outhouse or a septic tank. So very easy to get rid of that waste for you. And then when you're done, you just put this back in here, and you want to watch that. That's clicked, and once that's done, it's good in there. Shut that, and then if I want to lock this, I'm not too worried about somebody stealing that, but in case you are, you can lock that. There's a key for that as well. Under here is the generator option, and we recommend getting this because you have an Onan quiet gas. This runs on the liquid propane LP. It's 2,500 watt, and it's going to run right off those tanks that we showed you on the other side. Why do we recommend this? Because this engine, we have dual alternators, which is going to charge your batteries well, but in hot environments, you probably don't want to run your engine too long. So this right here will also provide a charging mechanism to get your 320 amp hour Lithionics battery, which we're going to look at next. So got a little extra room right there, and you see everything here is super easy to work on. So if you need to work on this right here, all you just need is flat edge screwdrivers and unclamp that, replace that. And you can also, like, I would probably put some gloves in there, so if I do have to work with my cassette toilet, I have that available. And again, see how thick all of these are? These are all, this is a heated compartment, and so the furnace comes into here, and then it can also flow into this. These Lithionics batteries are self-heating, but also with that furnace on, some of that heat coming through here, this battery compartment is also heated from that. And I've got my breakers, my overall switch right here. I do recommend getting the app for this because the Lithionics app gives you down to the cell level the health of your battery and the usage of your battery. So they've got a great app. Winnebago bought Lithionics a few years ago. I think they're still manufactured in Clearwater, Florida, which is Tampa Bay community. And then just looking at that heating, if you look right here, and I should have showed this, I'm sorry, but you see this is your furnace valve, and so that's coming in there. You want to make sure it's not shut, but it's open, and that's going to dumping a lot of hot air into here that'll flow back into that one. All right, so just kind of like, let's just look at this entirety of this. We've got 3 windows on this side, I've got 3 on the other side. These are all going to be those dual pane acrylic windows, and I have my pop top activated right now, which is going to lessen some of that cold weather capability because that is not as insulated. Obviously, it's an 1.5 inch bead foam insulation. Coming over here, this is where you fill that diesel fuel. And when this door is shut, this is automatically locked in. So as long as this door is shut and locked, they're not going to get into that. I've got some chassis fuses right here. So if you're wondering where those are, they're conveniently located underneath the seat. Now, why do I love Mercedes? Well, first of all, I've got a couple lower back issues, and I have on these seats, which are fully electric, I have a lumbar support so I can make that increase the bubble, decrease it, and I can move it up or down and get it right in the crook of my back, right where I want it. And then on this side right here, I've got the heating right here, and I'm gonna tell you guys and gals, this gets nice and toasty on your back. It's got 3 settings. On setting 3, it warms it up really nice, and then it will time down to level 2, level 1, and then go off. And so even when I'm driving home, I hit that on level 3. Even if it's a warm day outside, I just turn my air down a little bit and get that nice lower back relief that I like. With these, I've got 3 memory functions on these seats. So I can adjust this seat forward, backwards. I can also change the tilt on this. And then I have a recline and kind of sitting more forward position. So what you do is you just set the memory for the primary driver, memory 1, memory 2 for the secondary driver, and then memory 3, I recommend setting that for when you turn it around. So that way you get what you want to do when you're turning it around. You want this piece to be up a little bit and maybe this a little forward. Set that to memory 3, and then when I turn this seat around, which let's go ahead and just do that real quick. I'll just have a little valve right there, and then I can just turn this around like that. And you can adjust it however you wish. So I've already popped the hood, or I should say my cameraman popped the hood. And that sun was blinding me and I couldn't see where that was. So on this right here, I've got my brake fluid, my windshield washing fluid. If I need to give this a jump, you just push this, turn it, and that's your positive terminal. And then my neutral terminal is going to be right here. You always want to hook that one up first. That's where I can fill up the oil, the engine control module right there, electronic control module. Wonder where the dipstick is? Well, it's all electric, and so the interior of the coach will tell you when that when you need to fill, and if you want to add one, you can always get one and pop it in there. This is going to be your coolant, and then this is your diesel exhaust fluid. So these are really handy. What they do is the diesel exhaust fluid cleans that particular filter off, which makes it a not just better for the environment, but better for you and your family when you're running this. So I think I covered everything there. And then on these right here, you just clip this back in, and then I just let that fall into place. All right, well, let's go inside. Well, before we do that, let's talk about this door. First of all, this door kind of gives it a little bit of a lock. So if I have high winds coming at me, which might happen if you're skiing, guess what? It's not gonna like just hit you in the face when you're trying to get in or out or loading groceries or whatnot. Super strong, heavy door. So if you hear that, it's just super strong, heavy, better than any other RV. And then look at this screen right here. So I've got all these welds on here. Just a bunch of welds on the entire thing, showing you how sturdy this screen door is. I've got this strong metal screen right here, strong metal screen up here, and then I can also shut this and I can lock that right there. This screen door will actually lock right here. So if I am, let's say it's a nice day, it's 70 degrees, I have my dogs in there, but I can't take them hiking because the bears are out or whatever. This right here is going to actually mitigate your dogs from being able to chase that squirrel, that bunny that they see. But on top of that, if you're a Florida boy like me, we don't like mosquitoes, right? So we also have a thin, like a nylon style screen over that to keep those mosquitoes and gnats that'll just mess with your vacation. So coming in, we've got two steps right here. These go in automatically, and I can turn that on or off. So once I'm at my campsite, I would just leave those out so they don't go in and out all the time. And then I've got that flooring that we talked about there. And then if you would like you to join me back here. Now there's a few differences that I'm gonna actually point out, because while this coach has a pop top, we do have the EKKO 23Bs that don't have the pop top. And so there's a couple of differences. Besides you're gonna get more than double the solar with that pop top. This air conditioner is actually gonna be moved forward. It's gonna be in front of that door for the shower and bathroom door. This max air fan is going to be moved up to the front where that entry area for your pop top is. I really like that capability if you're not using the pop top, because it gets this moved forward so you don't hear that as much. If you do have an issue with the sound that this is, there are third-party companies that can lower that somewhere between 10 and 25 decibels. Really helps you out. So this entire coach is going to have fully ducted air conditioning, and with that, I like to sleep cooler than my wife, so I can have, when it's the air conditioner's on, I can have all these kind of focused on me, and then or she can just turn hers off completely, and that'll negate about 95% of the airflow through that. So here, because another difference is, because this is a pop top, I have my roof port right here. In a non-pop top version, that's going to be over the refrigerator. But with that, you can hook up a Starlink to this or a WeBoost. So both of those are really cool things to have, especially when you're out in the mountains. Starlink is going to give you internet capability just about anywhere in the world. These all have felt lining on this right here. And then what you'll see right here is I have two 110 outlets, a USB-C and a USB-A outlet, and then a 12 volt. And I can also pop those wires straight down here if I want. And just I'd like to point out, this is not MDF, which is a lot of the cheap manufacturers using. This is full wood ply right there. Everything you see right here, so both of these outlet chargers and this are located also right here. So you have multiple opportunities for charging. And then here, this is just a storage. So I have storage, charging, and charging here. I have two light options, reading light, and I want to look cool light. Not the best for sleeping with that blue, so you can just hit that a second time and get that where you want it. So coming back here, well, since this is here, I'll just mention this real quick. This is for your dash. And when I was up in Vail in a Sprinter chassis, I popped this on the windshield and with this reflective part out, and it lowered that cab temperature at least 10 degrees immediately. It was really amazing and effective. So this is padded right here. It's going to reflect that heat back to where you want it to go. And this is not just for the windshield, but both of those side windows. And this comes with this right here. So right here, I can set up a TV right on that side because I have all the hookups right there. But if my wife and I are sitting here, we can have drinks right here. Obviously, we would take this plastic piece off. We can have chips or a little place for your cards, and we could play some cards right here. And then once it's time for bed, and you want to come up here, you just flip this down like this, and now we have a place where we can cuddle, or I can also, so I'm probably about, I got my ski socks on if you notice. So there's probably 6.5 feet at least sideways. So you can sleep either way that you want in this, east, west, north, south. So Winnebago's got you covered on that. So let me pop this back. And let's look at this window. And so this is going to be indicative of all the windows that we have. So this is, we have two of the larger windows right here. So first and foremost, this is that dual acrylic. And I can put that out a little bit. You'll hear a click, a little bit more. And then to bring it in, I just bring it out all the way. So I think there's like 4 settings on that. Now, if I'm leaving my dog in here, I'm going hiking, and I want to have that fan on right here, I can actually put these in the midway mode. And you'll notice this is secured, right? So nobody can really break into this easily. This would not be the place to break in if you want to get into here. But I have a little extra air coming in here. So I can set that for all 6 of my windows in here, letting this fan pull that cooler air out and evacuating the hotter air up there. Now, during a cold or a hot day, I'm going to use this for the full capacity and just have this completely down and just get that noise and that air out. If I have it open, I'm going to be using the screen, and then at nighttime, I'm going to be utilizing the blackout shade. They're also, so this is going to give you a little insulative value because it's going to keep most of that air kind of in a static space. There are companies that make additional like blankets that go over this right here. They're just keyed straight to that. So I'll give you even more protection if you want to go in that really cold temperatures. So let's talk about these beds. Why are these beds so comfortable? And I assure you they're comfortable. So these right here are the Reprieve foam mattresses. And then underneath that, we have these Frawley. Let's get this up. See what's going on. Okay, so I pop that over the pedal. There we go. So these are the Frawley's system, and what these are is pedals. So the more you push down on that pedal, the more it pushes against you. For side sleepers like me, this is going to give you that extra added support that you need. And then popping this up, you'll see, here's I have a drawer on each side. That's my third winterization valve. And this is a little closet area that I can open right here. So there's a bunch of stuff that Winnebago has given you. We'll go over that as well as we get forward. But you have a little spray hose in there, a little sewer hose, water filter, or yeah, water filter. And then I do want to take this. We'll get that over here. And then on this side, I have the same system, same Frawley system right here. And then this right here also raises up. And you can see the drawer here, water pump is right underneath that. So I can use this to hang stuff, or I could put boxes in there to hold my clothes. Easy access to turn your lights on and off. Now let's look at this real quick. So this right here is my Truma system. So this is telling me right now it's W255 W era. I don't have any propane in this, so it's not going to work. That's what it's telling me. But with this right here, I can turn this off. I can have this heating down as low as 40 or as high as, where are we going to get to here? Where are we going to stop? 86. I would never have it set at that, but there you go. So you can set that at multiple levels to keep you nice and warm. My wife would probably like that. So this is for heating. So I have the Comfort and then the Eco for heating the coach. And then there's my fan, how much I want my fan out. I can actually set this on the timer so I can have it come on, go off. So let's say I want it cooler when I'm sleeping. I can actually change that and have that just kind of turn off for a little bit. That's my air saying I don't have any propane. And this is where you set your clock. And this is for your maintenance. So I can set temperatures, brightness, language, etc. right there. So let's get off of that. These are your temperature sensors right here. We have rocker switches throughout. And then I also have a nice little curtain right here. So if I do have the kids up there and I want a little privacy or any guests, I can just shut this right here and I'll get that visual privacy that I desire. Coming to the bathroom, and I'm gonna unzip this because it's warming up. All right. So we have, if you look in here, I have that cassette toilet, and this cassette toilet, like, you can move it to the place that you feel most comfortable, give you the most amount of leg room that you want. A little place for your toilet paper. I have two 110 outlets right there. That's my window. I have a screen and a blackout curtain on that, and I have additional storage up there in that cabinet. Nice little sink. I get my hot and cold water, and I can, if I'm shaving, I can see it, look in the mirror, see what's going on there. If I come in here and I realize, oh, the water pump's not on, I can just pop this water pump on right here. Now it's really neat. I have this nice little bamboo piece down here to keep my feet out of that water on the floor that's draining down below into that 53-gallon gray tank. This rotates, and so you'll notice I have a full shower right here. I'm just gonna get in there and just show you about how much headroom I have. So I'm probably about 6'1" with these boots on, and I have definitely several inches. So probably 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". You can stand in here without having to squat too much. And then you also have this removes, and so you can get everything from high or low as well. This little shower curtain, make sure that the water stays in. And then I have these two magnetic pieces here. So you'll notice I also have them right here. I have these two little towel racks, little towel places to keep your towels, washcloths, scrunchies, whatever it is. But when I'm traveling, these two magnetic pieces are gonna touch up with that. So those are hitting, and then I just hit this little snap right here. And that's just gonna help give me that higher level of confidence that this won't come off the wall if I hit a bump or a pothole or something. So really innovative design for Winnebago. Kudos to the Winnebago engineers out there in Forest City, Iowa. Let's get to my favorite part, which is the kitchen. So we have multiple shelving right here. This is all adjustable shelving. These are your owner's manuals that I do recommend reading your manuals. You're investing money into a coach. You should make sure you know how to use everything that's there. So nice European design faucet right here with the spray and the flow. This comes off, and I've got this huge sink right here. This right here is what holds that blue is the like the antifreeze that we use, and so that goes actually right underneath here, and then we put that whole house water filter on there. So not only do I have the whole house water filter, I have some extra storage as well. So So if you got like a little Instapot or something, you could keep that in there. And then this is just a massive sink right here. So you can clean all your pots and pans. You can also utilize the other side of this bamboo for a cutting board. And for us Gen Xers out there, you can actually set this to look like a Pac-Man. Anyway, that was a little improvisation there. So right here, I have this true induction cooktop. And again, I can plug this into any outlet, and then right here, I can actually pop this in and get extended countertop space. Now I have the space that I like. I like to have that nice L-shaped kitchen, and I can do, if I want to do my cutting, I can set my cutting board right here and just cut my onions and whatnot right here, preparing for that nice dinner after hitting those ski slopes. And then you can pop that. I'm just going to leave that out for right now, and then pop this down here. So I got 2 additional drawers. This is a nice deep drawer right here, so you can keep that in there. And then here, this is your Max Air fan remote, so I can actually set that to a temperature setting. So if it gets too hot, it will actually start that running. And I have multiple remotes right here. So, convection microwave oven. This is a difference between the Ford Transit version 22A EKKO versus the 23B. We get this nice Greystone microwave oven in here. These are all the parts set up. But if you notice, I actually have what you see in a regular oven, right? Those are those electric resistant coils right there. You can cook, like this says, cake. Well, I'll tell you, you guys know I was a cook in the Navy. Before I was a cook in the Navy, my grandma taught me how to cook, and I won first place at Florida State Fair cooking a cake. And I was only beat for grand prize by my grandma. So I do love to cook. This, you can cook anything in that really that you're going to want. 9-inch rounds, you could do cake in that easily. A little extra storage right here. And then just finishing off the refrigerator portion. Make sure I got... So here's my refrigerator. This will run right off the battery using that 2000 watt inverter. And I've got a ton of storage space. So normally you're going to see a small refrigerator like this with a basically a freezer as big as this drawer. Here, this gives you a lot more capability to pack weekends or a short week's worth of food in here without having to go to the store. And then here, this is also a difference because on the Ford one, this is up here, and so this is actually this high, and for people that are a little shorter, it's harder to get into that. So I do like this floor plan the best, personally. And then we have some space in the door. Right above here, so on the non-pop-top version, my roof access port would be right here. I have additional outlets, so I got 12-volt USB-C, USB-A, 2 110s right here. Right underneath this, I have my solar charger. So you can see that's really cooking right now. We've got great weather today. Interior environment 65, which is why I want to get this coat off. I have that 2500 watt inverter, generator right here. And this is also showing me where my chassis battery is, and I can plug that in and see where I'm at on that. So it shows you everything that's coming in. And I can also see where my freshwater tanks, gray tanks, and my chassis and coach battery right here. So this is where you turn that inverter on and off. You don't really need to do much more than that. And you can notice the strength of these hinges right here. They're all interior hinges, so everything looks nice from outside. And then these right here, you'll see kind of lock that in. Over here, additional more storage. I've had people ask me what these are for. What this here is for is to allow you to put more weight in here than you could without that. If you're not putting much weight in there, you feasibly could take that out. I don't recommend it because I do trust the Winnebago engineers that they know what they're doing. So again, we have some extra that felt carpeting in here to minimize vibration and movement while you're driving. And then what I'm going to do is talk about this pop top. So if you look up here, we have this easy ladder to get up on this right here, and this ladder does break apart. It's got 100 kilograms maximum weight, which I'm guessing is about 225 pounds to get up that. And you'll notice I've got 2 windows and a screen on that. that is extremely long. I think if you're 7 feet tall, you could probably lay in that without any issue. There's room for 3 adults up there or just a lot of children. So really amazing what Winnebago has done with this, giving you the capability of turning this from a winter vehicle into a summer vehicle where you can bring a lot of your family and friends. For me, if I'm going whitewater kayaking and I got a few of my buddies going with me, it's great because I've got 2 separate twin beds, no issue there. And then I can pop a bunch of them up there and they can, well, probably 1 or 2 can sleep up there with no issues. So this just comes off really easily. And then I can just pop this off, and then this will separate like that. So I can store this in a number of places. But for right now, I'm just going to get this out of the way because we're going to show you a couple other cool things with this. So right under here, you probably didn't notice, but I have this pole. And I can pop this pole right here. And then here I've got this really amazing piece of engineering that Winnebago came up with. And this is this table. So let me show you how this works. So I've got this little brake on it. So with this right here, I can move this, you know, 2-dimensionally in any position I want. So let's get this on here. And so now I can, with both of these turned around, I can have 2 adults sitting here, 2 kids sitting there, 2 adults sitting here, or, you know, variations of the same. And I can rotate this really in whatever position that is most comfortable and most best for my friends and family. So if the kids are a little smaller sitting there, this is going to be better because I can scoot up as an adult. My wife can scoot up. A couple more right there. And then we can all sit here, we can play cards, we can eat, we can just have a good time. The other really important thing about this is, so I've got one 22-year-old daughter, Halia, just turned 22 3 days ago. Happy birthday, Halia. If she were coming with me and I did not have that pop top, or it's a little too cold to use that pop top, I can set this up. It extends from right here to right here, and then this makes into a bed. So, she can sleep right here and have her own place to sleep. So really good, innovative design from Winnebago. And then just gonna leave that here for now. Right up here, I have additional storage capabilities here. And then we already talked about that one. Right here, I have more storage. I have a outlet HDMI cable. 2 cable outlets right there. One's probably for your antenna. And then I have this nice Insignia. I think this is a 24-inch television with a JBL soundbar. And this thing sounds really good. This is not a big environment, so it fills that up with the good music that you like. Really excited about some new music coming out. The Cure coming out with a new album, excited about that. And then Radiohead, Offshoot, The Smile just came out with a great album. So I love listening to those on here. More storage up here. As you see, what I've took out is this padded blanket with a reflective heat right here. So I can actually just pop that into here on those super cold nights, and it just fits into all this right here. It helps when you start with the right size. But you'll see I can have that up, and then I can unzip and zip that to open and close to get into there. So that wraps around this entire spot, and it kind of closes off because this is going to be the least insulated spot, right? These are not double pane windshields, not double pane side glasses, side windows. So I'm going to have my normal Mercedes Sprinter covers on those, but if I want even more insulation, that's what's going to give it to you. So moving up, this is that, man, amazing Mercedes design right here. I've got the MB USA infotainment right there. So I can, in addition to adjusting the seat where I want it, I have a tilting and telescoping wheel. So I can get that where I want it, and now I have full capability of doing what I wish right there. This is pretty neat. This is your brake. Notice it's just barely pushing on that. This is parking brakes engaged. But if you want to turn your seat around, you can just leave the parking brake engaged and push that down. So hat tip to my buddy AC. I learned that from watching his video. And when you want to go, just push this button, pull up, and then push it down, and your parking brake is disengaged. So with reverse, I have a reverse camera right here. Not a good time to reverse when you have your Batwing awning out, but there you go. And then I can also see wide view, but if I want to, gives you multiple capabilities there. So coming back into park, let's go to the home and then scroll over. I can hook my phone into this, and let me turn that heat down because I'm actually wanting cool on with this jacket. I can hook my phone right here and utilize Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. So you just pop it in there. Not only is it going to be charging your phone, it's also going to be cooked into the system, which is going to be less distractive driving for you. It will read your text to you if you need to. And then I have 2 more USB-C outlets up there as well. And then you'll notice right here, I have my gloves. So these are great places. Keep a spare pair of gloves for you. So that way, no matter where you're at, you're going to have gloves. And then let's look at some of these options here. I have navigation, radio. I believe we have XM capabilities. Got HD radio. I can hook my USB in there. I can look at the info. Gives me what I'm doing. My battery voltage 4.7 volts right now. I can see my oil temperature, engine torque, performance, consumption, what I'm doing. Just sitting here doing nothing. I'm obviously consuming fuel, not going anywhere. I can also get my owner's manual on that. And then there's Mercedes Me and apps. So that's where you sync your smartphone to it, get on the internet as long as you have a hotspot available. And then there's the Mercedes Me app, and you can access that. So you just want to put that on your phone, scan that right there, and that's going to get onto you. So you also have an SOS button right here. So if there is an emergency of some sort, let's say you got into an accident or you got stuck and you don't have capability, you can actually hit that right there, and that's going to let Mercedes know that you need some help. On this, I usually will keep this right here to see when I'm in drive where I don't care about my miles, I care more about my miles per hour. So that's usually where I keep mine set up. I can see my diesel exhaust fluid down there. That's a setting. You can actually have that on or off. I recommend that on. And then you can also see I have the lane track assist on here. So not only do I have the adaptive cruise control, electronic stability control, collision mitigation on that, and you can also tell you what the speed is by looking at the parking signs. When I'm coming down the mountains, I can downshift with my pedals right here. So that's all you got to do. Just you feel like you're going a little faster than you want to go, especially if you have a vehicle behind you, which you do need a brake controller for that. You just want to pop that down until you're comfortably driving without having to ride those disc brakes that you have. And then if you need to, so you can utilize this to set your adaptive cruise control right here. I can set this for multiple settings. So if I have that, it's not showing me right now, but I can set that for, I think there's 4 total settings on that for how close I want to be. And in cold weather, bad environments like snow, ice, or even really bad rain, I'm going to have that in the farthest setting to give me the most amount of time to stop. And then, sorry about that, I keep turning that down. Up here on the settings is the last part I wanted to show you. This shows you all the things that you can get. So we've got the lane keeping assist. If you want to turn that off, you can do it right there. I can turn this on or off right here. So this is that electronic stability control. And then here we have traffic sign assist. I just want that visual. I don't need them to tell me when that changes. And then I can also active lane keeping assist. You can turn that on and off. You can turn the warning off as well if you want. Active brake assist, early, medium, or late, depending on where you're at. If I am in bad weather environments, I might put that in early, giving me more additional time to stop. If it's a good weather environment, like today, and I'm in kind of like heavy traffic, I might put that on late. You can also turn that on off if that's bothering you. Attention assist, probably the most complained about thing. It's great for people, like you should never be on your phone when you're driving. If you are, you need that on sensitive. That's going to kind of monitor what you're doing. But even on standard, I've had it where I've got the cruise control set and I'm just kind of steering it, and then it says, hey, are you awake? And I'm like, yes, I am. So you can turn that off if you like, and you can do that right here. So lots of different things. Automatic door lock, when you leave, it'll automatically lock, and then it allows you to hear it a little bit better. Light, and then your main system right here. So that's how you can control everything. Again, we are on the, make sure I'm in park, I am. We are on the 2025 Winnebago EKKO 23B. This is the pop top version, and this is the best coach to get you and your family out camping, hitting the ski slopes this fall, winter, spring. So please come out here. You can fly right in here, pick this up. We can have it ready for you when you get here. We need a few days notice on that, and then you can take your family on a vacation hitting the ski slopes. The stock number on this is 5N240899. We're on the 2025 Winnebago EKKO 23B on that Mercedes Sprinter 3500 chassis. Please, if you have any questions, you'd like me to be your salesperson, you can call me at my name is Chris Capper at 813-333-2988. And happy Halloween. Have a great day. Thank you.